All right. I'd like to bring the Thursday, June 8th Athens City Planning Commission meeting to order. We'll start with the administration of the oath. Is there anybody here who plans to speak to the commission today? If you would raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me, or respond to me. Do you swear to tell the whole truth as you know it?
I do.
Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the disposition of minutes. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, comments related to the minutes of the May 18th, 2017 meeting?
I reviewed them and I have no edits.
Okay. All right.
So is that a motion? I move to approve the minutes.
All right.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. All right, so we'll move on to cases. We'll start with case 1713, Title 41 for Menards at 2009 East State Street. Mr. Soroy, would you like to give us your report, please?
Yes, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. This is a Title 41 site plan review for Menards of Athens. Menards of 5101 Menards Drive, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, has requested approval to develop parcels E Echo 0402801000801 and E as in Echo 0402801000801. Originally was 0 State Street, with newly assigned addresses of 2009 and 2011 East State Street, to construct a commercial store and accessory building as well as a future outlot parcel. These parcels are located at the far end of East State Street across from Della Drive at the end of the westbound Route 50 off-ramp where East State Street meets and the bypass meet. The facts. Applicant is Menards, Inc., 5101 Menards Drive, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Mr. Tom O'Neill is a representative. Parcel property owners of the first parcel was E04028010103. The former Columbia Gas parcel, as most people know it, is East State Development Company. The second parcel is E0402801000801, Mr. Edward Renzelli. The contractors to be determined. Engineering is Metro Consulting Associates, LLC, 470 Old West Washington Avenue, Suite 200, Westerville, Ohio. The zoning is M, industrial. The current land use is commercial and industrial. The proposed land use is retail, Menards Home Improvement. Proposed number of buildings is 2, store and an accessory structure. Building size, store area approximately 940,645 square feet. Outside area is approximately 200,196 square feet. Estimated cost of the project is $10 million. The surrounding land use is a mixture of B3 business, M industrial, and OS open space. The staff has provided comments, and you have those before you. I recently also received this morning answers to all the staff's comments, and that is also in front of you and available for your review.
Okay. Is the applicant or a representative present?
I am.
Okay, would you like to stand at the podium, please, and give us your name and address?
Certainly.
And share any preliminary remarks that you want to share with us?
The advertising up there. I'm Tom O'Neill with Menard Incorporated, 5101 Menard Drive, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I'm here on behalf of Menards regarding our site plan and a request for site plan approval. I came before this planning commission meeting, previously in the communications aspect to provide a introduction to the project. If you'd like me to go in greater detail, I certainly can go back through that once more. Our goal is to construct a Menards store in the community. We've been working with staff and with the property owners for some time to bring this about. One issue with the staff report is the size of the building is not quite that big. It's really closer to 200,000 square feet is the size of the principal store. 50,000 square feet is our accessory structure, and then the 200,000 square feet is our outdoor sales, lumberyard, garden center area that's enclosed behind and to the side of the store. Again, we've been working with Rick relative to the zoning matters, with engineering relative to design issues. We've had some issues relative to traffic that we've been working to resolve, and we're providing Andy Stone with final design relative to the East State Street improvements that are proposed in accordance with our approved traffic study. It's all coming together at this point, and at this point, we would request your Planning Commission's approval of our site plan. Be happy to answer any questions that you got. And one other thing, I think we had Shade Tree Commission approval relatively recently, and as part of that, I think we've come a long way as far as the amount and type of trees that we've proposed for the site. It is a lot of trees. It's more than I remember planting on any other sites, frankly. And besides that, we've also, because of the complexities of the ordinance, we've agreed to perform some banking of trees as well. Perhaps more than we believe is reasonable, but we've made it to that point.
Okay.
So I just wanted to relay that to the Planning Commission as well.
I just want to, if you don't mind, clarify really quickly. Did you say that the footprint of the actual store structure is closer to 200,000 feet than
That's correct.
the 940 that we've got here?
940,000 may be probably the lot size.
It was a
Okay.
lot size.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
It was a
So
lot
the
size.
total, when you look at the accessory building and the main store and the outdoor kind of sales area, the total is going to be in the range of 450,000
Yes,
square
that's
feet?
closer to the truth.
Okay.
The gross floor area from a construction standpoint is about 250,000. The 200,000 is the outdoor sales area, bringing us to approximately the 450,000 square feet you're talking about, yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, now I'd like,
If you look at page CT1, I believe that is, it has each section broken down,
Right.
oh, okay,
yeah.
And actually, the map that's in front of you has it also, the
Right.
large map.
gotcha.
Yeah, the store area as a whole is at
Covered building area.
940,000.
I apologize, I was, too many numbers going on here.
Well, when I looked at this Menard store area, and you said 900 and some, and this, it says 1,339,300. You're talking about your property?
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
So the total covered building area up here is what we should be looking at.
Yeah, 212.
So I'm sorry for interrupting, but if any other members of the commission have questions or comments they want to make regarding this plan at this point?
You'll see on this Metro Consulting Associates that in blue have been the answers to all the staff, so I just want to make sure that we include all the staff recommendations if the commission moves forward with approval. I don't want to have to revisit like I did last month. And it appears from this that they really have adjusted all their plans
Yes, ma'am.
to comply with the City of Athens Fire Department and Engineering and Public Works. And then the hydrology report that includes our Soil and Water Conservation District.
That is correct.
And Ohio EPA, as well as our stormwater management plans.
So any variances that would be required have already been approved by the board?
Have been approved by the BZA, that's
Okay,
correct.
and the tree commission has signed off and is happy with the plan that you proposed?
That's correct.
Okay.
I had one question about, when we looked at this property some time back, and Mr. Renzelli may remember, there had been, or maybe it was Mr. Renzelli's, and it was separate from this, there was going to be like an access road, but it's because you're taking up this footprint of your Menard section, this property to the east, in the future, when that's developed, would have, again, an access road that'd be parallel to the highway.
What property to the east are you talking
Your
about?
green property?
Lot 1, is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yes, Lot 1.
Right.
So the outlot?
If there were anything further here,
The only property that's proposed for development is this.
and will I use the same access?
That'll use this access point. across from Della Drive. That is correct. This area here has been determined to be wetland, and so we're avoiding that from an impact standpoint.
Okay.
The area to the south of that is floodplain compensatory storage area, and so that will remain, we'll have to grade it in order to create that area, but that'll remain undeveloped in the future.
Okay.
If I could ask the city planner, I saw a note that there was some floodplain, I have completely lost the word.
Components?
Well, not necessarily compliance, but it was going through a process of determining floodplain compliance and that sort of
Yes,
thing.
and yes, and they've.
You don't have any
No, they've
concerns?
done everything to code,
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah.
Of note, I don't know that it would change anything in existence now, but there has been just some discussion, and we're been speaking with the Planning and Development Chair of City Council about the compensatory storage rule that we have in place. It was put in place as a best practice to try to get our community rating index. It has not really proven to play out to be a benefit to the community, so.
Okay.
That was,
Does anybody else have any comments, questions, concerns? Is there anything else you would like to add?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. Any, Mr. Soroy, Mr.
No.
Logue, anything you want to add to the conversation? All right. Would someone like to offer a motion?
I would like to offer a motion to accept the Menards plans.
Okay, I will second that motion.
with the,
Oh, with,
sharing the recommendations or the modifications from the staff review.
okay. And I will second that. So all in favor of recommending approval of Title 41 for Menards, 2009 East State Street, with the, with the consideration of the applicant's responses to the questions indicated in the Metro Consulting Associates report. All in favor, or I'm sorry, yes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda, communications. We started a conversation about bylaws and rules of order at our last meeting. Presumably, that's what we're going to continue with. Is there anyone who would like to start the conversation?
Well, I believe the planner has provided
Yeah,
us with
Oh, okay,
additional
perfect.
information.
I can talk a little bit about that. I included, or excuse me, Patty included, there's a packet with the black clip on it. The Planning Commission Chair, Sumney, and I had a meeting about a week and a half ago where we talked a little bit more detail about bylaws, and I started doing a look to see, like I said in the last meeting's minutes, do a scope around the state. I sent an email out to the planners around the state. There's a listserv, and I just asked if anybody could share with their bylaws for their local communities, planning commissions, and I received comment from about 7 or 8, and I included those in a packet. The meeting at the last meeting in May, or I'm not sure the date now, May 18th, I stated I would be looking at statute, but what I realized reading through Ohio Revised Code is that the powers and duties for planning commissions are identical regardless of whether it's a statute or a charter. The only difference is who is appointed to the body changes based upon whether it's a statute, city, or a charter. And that's enumerated in ORC 713.01, which is in this packet that Patty put together, the paperclip packet. And then the powers are listed in ORC 713.02, and like I said, they're identical. So I think we've got some what I was hoping to do actually was based on some of this, and Mr. Sumney found this model planning commission bylaws document. I was hoping to put something together just as a draft for this, for the planning commission and for Rick, that we would have for today, but I ran out of time to get that to you this afternoon. So I'm going to shoot to have it for the next meeting, assuming that we're meeting next week on June 15th. I'll have a draft together. And then if commissioners want to review through some of these bylaws, we can do that. I think a few of the things we thought might be good to discuss, or really good to consider would be, really looking at our time limits for discussion from people who are proceeding, setting rules and procedures relating to public notice for special meetings and any of that. And I know we had a specific issue that kind of brought us to bylaws, and I don't even remember which one that was, Paula, where we all started talking about the reason we should really have our bylaws down pat.
The law director has requested.
Oh, the question is, if you had a quorum of 3, would we accept, you know, Robert's Rules of Order says a quorum, if you have a quorum, then a majority of the quorum decides. So if you have 3 members present and something passes 2-1, it passed, even though you technically have a minority of the full body.
Right.
And some cities, I think you could say that your quorum, if you have a quorum of 3, something needs to pass 3-0, and then the applicant can determine whether they would like to wait for a full quorum. They could ask for it to be tabled until the next meeting, so that might be something to consider.
One of the other things too that we were talking about was under the bylaws is time limitations for presentations.
Yeah, correct.
And what constitutes, how much time should be allotted for communication, under communication, which I think we, in our last meeting, kind of circled around the notion of it being longer because someone is presenting something for the first time.
That's correct.
But when it comes up as a case, that there possibly be some time limitations for the length of time that someone is again,
Right.
presenting that case and speaking to it, as well as someone who might be speaking not in favor of a particular case moving forward.
Correct.
Or that nebulous items not listed on the agenda.
Correct.
And whether or not do we want that as a consideration? I haven't checked Robert's Rules of Orders in quite some time, Paul, so I don't know if that's in there or not. But I can already see, like Oxford has pretty clear, defined rules in theirs.
And Oxford is a charter city.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
charter.
Yeah.
if their statutes are identical.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, ORC 713 is pretty short.
It is, yeah.
And it's basically, and if I'm not mistaken, do you have it in here, Paul? Is it in our packet?
Patty has at least a few sections from it.
101 and 02, it's right before that,
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
underneath
beginning
the
there.
next 2 pages.
So 01 and 02.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, the other thing that I found interesting is that under ORC, it's a may, not a shall. May establish a city planning
All
commission.
right. But under 713.02, 1, 2, 3, the 4th paragraph tells me that I've been quite remiss, because it says, I guess the commission didn't make a plan of the municipal corporation. So I guess maybe that's where the language is, because I was thinking, does that mean we should have brought the pool for it, or East State Street for it? But it's not the commission who's making that plan. That says unless the location, character, and extent thereof is approved by the commission, so, yeah, the language is, we think that was more referencing back to the comprehensive plan, but. And that's something RJ has asked out for a few years, is what is our role other than Title 41 in
Right.
planning, so. and the comprehensive plan is coming on. Got an intern in the office working on digitizing photos from the previous comprehensive plan.
Yep.
Any other comments, questions, concerns about this? All right. Thank you, Mr. Loeb, for putting this together. And we'll look
Yes.
forward to seeing a template or.
Yeah, and if any commissioners do have any thoughts as or if you're skimming through this in your abundant free time, please feel free to email or call me, and I'll be happy to try to incorporate some of those thoughts into the draft.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And we will look forward to seeing that next week.
And thank you, Patty, for putting
yes,
this
thank you,
together as
Patty.
well.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to reports, starting with the city planner. Do you have anything for us today?
Just two things. The first of which is that last week, the Board of Zoning Appeals did award a variance for the compensatory storage requirements in the 20-year floodplain for the Athens, the new city pool. That was passed by a vote of 5-0. So that is resolved as far as that was, I think, the last development issue we really had to work through with the pool. And as stated at the last meeting, the statewide conference of the Ohio chapter of the American Planning Association will be in Athens, September 28th and 29th of this year. So we are the host city. It would be great to see some planning commissioners attend. Mayor Patterson will be presenting, so he'll be on a panel, so he'll be there,
Great.
and I'll be there.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Soroy, do you have anything for us?
Well, I was going to explain what Paul just said, but that's okay. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you know if we're anticipating anything for next week, for the agenda next week?
Currently not.
Okay.
So do we want to place that level of pressure on the planner, or do we want to move to July?
3 weeks out.
I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
I'm fine with waiting until our next, the first meeting scheduled in July, if everyone else is comfortable with that. Okay. Do we need to make a motion, or? Okay.
Should we couch it that if something comes in tomorrow, we would still hold the meeting? Do you even see that? I don't see how. You wouldn't have any
No,
time
I'd
to
prefer to
review.
have a little time
Okay.
to
Okay.
work with this, whatever comes in.
So, do we have a motion to cancel the June 15th, 2017 meeting?
I so move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
Not to add to it now that I canceled a meeting, but I am not sure at this time if I will be present at July 6th.
All right, well, we will have an opportunity between now and then to
Okay.
figure out what's going on and to think about that meeting. The next item on the agenda, opportunity for citizens to speak about items not covered on the agenda. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the Planning Commission? Nope. All right, so our next meeting then will be the first Thursday of July, which,
July 6th.
July 6th? Okay.
believe so.
So we will plan to meet again July 6th, Thursday, July 6th, 2017. And with that, we stand adjourned.